host of The Cell. I invite you to listen to our program every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. I would also like to thank you for listening to Community Radio on WGRN LP 94.1 FM, Columbus. Okay, and I have to have with me again as my host, my brother from another mother, Mr. Ernest Kelly.
Hello, how's everybody?
I just love to say my brother from another mother. I don't know why I say it. I just love saying it.
Unless you like.
Right. What's that? Then you ain't my brother. That's an inside joke. Because the last time, well, I'm going to go ahead and tell the joke. So it won't be inside no more. But the last time that Sanieqwa was with us, Team 31, Team US, I end up having to produce the show, the first half of the show. And I'm always scared. I'm always telling Katie and Ernie, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not for sure if I can do this or not. But I surprised out. And I actually started producing the show. But I was just like fussing Ernie out. Talking about how he ain't here and he not supposed to do that. How he gonna leave me to do this by myself. You know how you complain when somebody, throws you into the frying pan. So here comes Ernie about halfway through the show. I think it was after an identification break. And I said, oh, now you show up. Threw me in the frying pan. Now all of a sudden you show up. So Saquina was our guest at that time. And she brought that up, during our little conversation. And I said, that's right. And I just had to go ahead and just, like I said, inside joke, let me go ahead and take it on outside. So,
now everybody knows.
Now everybody knows. So we're going to redo our introductions here because this is part 2, and we're talking about, Team USA dealing with various different types of conditions that do end up dealing with chronic pain and how you cope with these things, the issues of chronic pain, and how you just cope with any type of illness that you might have in general. And we have with us Miss Kia Arnold, her vice president. So they were both kind of like telling us the different things that they have going on. And I think we left off basically where your daughter had been diagnosed with beginning as an adolescent with what we call tendinitis. It's called what again?
It's benign hypermobility syndrome.
Yeah, and we were talking about how she dances. I mean, I think if you go on the Faith Thomas Foundation Facebook page, and I'm sure if you go on 331 Team Up, that you will see her doing her thing because she was dancing with Spider-Man.
She beat Spider-Man.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I wasn't at that Hellsphere, but I did see that. I was telling police, yeah, little girl can dance.
That's her.
She was tearing Spider-Man up.
I think Spider-Man was surprised.
Yeah. I think he was.
Surprised and tired because he could not keep up.
It's so funny. People will come up to her ready to dance, and I'll be sitting there looking like, this is not about to be what you think it is. And it never is.
Yeah. So one of the things that we kind of talked about is that even as your condition is growing up as a young, adolescent, that you were diagnosed with diabetes.
Yes.
And that your mother had to learn your different how you responded or what triggered. We were talking about triggers. What type of things triggered your body to go into to have certain conditions or pain or crisis or whatever word they want to throw on it, which is very important, considering as a young adult for them to learn those things. And even as us as adults, as we start to deal with different types of issues as we get older, we have to learn what trigger those conditions are those that can trigger that pain or can trigger that episode that you might have. And you said that your daughter was doing pretty good at that?
At first she was like, I don't want to do this, and I'm like, we had to sit down. My aunt gave me the idea to just look it up and explain to her what it is, let her look at it, and then Auntie Kia, who is like her favorite, who buys her everything, told her that she has the same thing. So I think making her feel comfortable with it, she was like, okay, it's not just me, it's other, because the crazy thing is hypermobility is rare. So we had an episode where she tried the first narcotic pain medicine that they gave her. I did not want to give her this narcotic because I was like, I don't like narcotics. And I'm like, she's 8, she's little, she don't know how this is about to make her feel. I don't know what's about to happen. So she was complaining about, so when hers triggers, her hip pops in, like you can hear it. It just pops in and out real loud.
That sounds so painful.
And she's in a lot of pain. That's when, so she's so active. I know when she's not feeling good because she doesn't want to move. So I was giving her Tylenol, and it wasn't helping. So I'm like, okay, she's crying. You know, you hate to see your kids in pain. So she's crying, and I'm like, okay, we're going to try this. Your mom and your dad are here with you. We're just going to keep an eye on you, make sure nothing happens. Gave her the pain pill. She went upstairs in the room. She has a 50-inch TV, so she don't really like watching TV with us because she has a 50-inch in her room. So she went in her room, lay down, and I'm like, I'm dealing with our dog, and I'm like, let me go check on her because it's been about 15 minutes, the usual time where it might start working. So I called her name. She wobbles, like literally wobbles to the top of the steps, and she's swaying, and I'm like, this is why I did not want to give her this medicine. She ends up having a reaction to the narcotic to where her vision went out. We had to call the squad. I had to, and this is a week before she was having surgery. I'm already stressed out about this surgery, and then this happens. So we had to call the squad. I'm freaking out because I'm like, she can't see. Is it going to come back? Is she going to be like this forever now? We get to Children's. It's so rare that the ambulance people had no idea what it was. So he thought she was faking. When we get to Children's, he tells the doctors she's faking. So nobody believes her. Even though they're flashing lights in her eyes and nothing's happening. They're doing this to her eyes. Nothing's happening. She's staring nothing. She's staring straight. And I'm like, my daughter is not a liar. She's never lied like that. This is new to all of us. I'm like, so at Children's, they have it under rheumatoid arthritis. So I'm like, call the rheumatoid arthritis clinic. They wouldn't call. They finally had a actual ophthalmologist come and look at her eyes. She knew about hypermobility. So I'm like, finally, she's like, look, it's another type of flare-up that they can have. Of course, I didn't know about it because we just started this. So she's like, there is a flare-up that sometimes the vision can go black. It won't go all the way out, but it'll just go black, either black or blurry. So she asked her, baby, what are you seeing? You know, an 8-year-old can't really explain to you. Like, so she was telling us it went out. Really, she was seeing black. So they release her. We go home because it starts to wear off and her vision starts coming back blurry. So I'm like, thank God she can start seeing at least a little bit. Get home, her doctor calls me the next day and she's like, this is the issue that we have a lot because it's so rare. Other doctors that don't know about it won't take it seriously. She gave me a name for what had happened to her. So I was very upset with Children. So I filed a complaint, and I filed a complaint with the person that was on the squad because he started a whole big situation.
That shouldn't have been started.
To where they didn't even take her seriously. So knowing her body now, she's getting better with it. If she starts feeling the pain, hers isn't up here, it's her bottom half. So when she starts feeling the pain, so I have neuropathy in my leg. So we both just be out of it with the leg thing. But when she starts feeling the pain in her legs, she'll stop dancing, she'll sit down, she takes a break. She now knows that she has to drink water. It'll flush everything out. We don't give her that pain medicine anymore. Stick with Tylenol. I don't have that to do again.
After that,
But just watching her want to look up hypermobility and accepting it and saying, okay, mommy, I know when I have a headache or when I'm sick to my stomach, I need to drink water. It's my hypermobility. Even to hear her teaching her best friend. She's teaching her best friend now. Like, I have hypermobility. She's so excited that she has hypermobility.
But no, she's excited about the fact that she able to explain it. So she has the knowledge.
Brings her own awareness.
And she has her power. And she has her confidence. So that's what, when she says she's getting excited, she has confidence about what it is that's going on with her. And I know how to deal with it.
Right.
So
even taking her to school, they're like, hi, Aliana Lou, how's your hypermobility? I'm like, really? So it's crazy.
Now, a question I have to ask is, how is she doing with dance? Since it's impacting her lower half. And I understand that you said that she's still going to dance class and things like that. So how is that?
She's not. So one thing about my daughter is, for one, she's not a regular 8-year-old. Her mind, even though she's in second grade.
Look at her mom.
Thank you, Boo. She's recognized as gifted.
And look at her auntie.
She's recognized as gifted in the state of Ohio.
Wow.
So even though she's in second grade, her mind state is as a 4th grader.
Okay.
So she's already not a regular 8-year-old. But we're working on getting her confident. She's very fearless. So she tries everything. She want to do everything she wants to do. The dance thing, though, I can tell she's kind of like not as outward with it as like at your event.
Well, because it's pain.
Yes. So as soon as she heard the song, she was like, "Oh, I'm going out." I'm like, "Go ahead." Now it's not that as much as she,
because she recognizes that if I do this, that is going to cause, and that's just. Even like myself, I did not, most of us will do that. We will shy away from things
and
that
that's
causes
what I don't
pain,
want
and
her
it
to
is
do.
not the best thing to do, because I'm dealing with, or the average person even deal with, because of the fibromyalgia, because of rheumatoid arthritis, because of if you had some type of surgery or something like that, you just tend to shy away from things that you're not supposed to, that you feel that's going to cause or trigger the pain. And that's the same thing with even with stress. We sometimes know that certain things causes stress, and we tend to want to stay away from those things. But how can we live our best life if we're not trying to address them or find ways to deal with it? So I keep saying I'm going to go back to line dancing just so that I can move certain parts of my body. But I constantly have people ask me about my neck because I have neck surgery, and I can't move my head at a 90-degree angle. I don't even think I can move it at a 40-degree angle. And so people see me turn my body
instead of just your neck.
And I know that I need to start, moving those muscles and stuff like that. And those are some of the things that deal with chronic, pain, is that in order to deal with it, we need to do physical exercise. So we're going to take an identification break.
And you're listening to The Cell, 94.1 WGRN. Locally, worldwide at WGRN.org. And we have some events coming up this year. April 11th, we're having our fundraising bowling tournament, Columbus Palace. Then we're doing a health fair at Woodward Park on April 25th. Then we're having another health fair June 20th at Lowe's in Whitehall on June 20th. And then our Red Diamond Gala, the date to be announced and the place.
Well, the date's September 11th.
September 11th. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Ernie, I like that. I really do like that. Okay, so we left off at where we were talking about how we shy away from things, and how those things that we shy away can end up causing us more problems than, because we don't want to deal with the pain that is associated with it, versus attacking it or learning how mechanisms that we can use to cope with whatever it is. We talked about learning your body. We talked about, and part of that learning your body is the knowledge, and not being scared or having the fear, which triggers also different forms of pain or mental issues, that we need to challenge them in order for us to deal with them, in order for us not to necessarily trigger all these things. So I'm getting ready to go over here to Kia, especially since she has lupus. And do you find yourself shying away from being involved in certain things, dealing with certain activities, or how did you overcome some of those things when you start to realize your chronic pains or mental issues that you were dealing with your disease?
So when I was first diagnosed, I was told I wouldn't be able to go outside of Columbus, and then they said I wouldn't be able to go anywhere that was past 3 hours from Columbus.
Why was that?
Because they said if I was traveling for an excessive amount of time, that it would trigger a flare. So for a while, I was stuck in this mindset of I can't go anywhere because it's going to get me sick, which led to me being depressed because I like to travel and I want to see the world, but I wasn't seeing anything but Columbus. So for me, I had to get in the mindset of God is my ultimate doctor. Even though I have physical doctors, he's my spiritual doctor. He's going to be the one to heal me. So I started testing myself with what I could do. So my first trip was I went to Detroit, and I had pillows behind my back. I was taking breaks every 45 minutes. So it took longer than 3 hours because I was doing the most.
Now, was this you driving yourself, or were you riding?
Yes, I was driving myself.
Okay.
And I didn't get sick. And it was like, you said I was going to get sick. I didn't get sick. Oh, you said I was going to get sick. I didn't get sick. So I just started pushing my limits of what I could do, but I would do it in close vicinities. So then I just got tired of being in cars. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I have my medicine, make sure I know if I need a break. So then I went to Atlanta with friends, and that was 9 hours.
Now, was that a drive?
It was a drive.
Okay.
It was a drive. Right. Still had my pillows, I had my blanket, I had my medicines.
And y'all stopped every so often.
We stopped every so often, and then it got to the point of, I'm having this lower back pain. Okay, I need to stretch. I can't be in the car. Give me about 30, 40 minutes.
Now, how long was that? Since you stretched it to Detroit, about where did you start to experience discomfort while you were heading to Atlanta? About how many hours have went through then?
About 5.
Okay.
Is when I started experiencing discomfort.
Okay.
So at that point, I knew my limit is pretty much 5 to 6 hours. Mm-hmm. So then I said, well, I'm done with these cars. Let me get on the plane. So I started flying. Mm-hmm. So I've been to Bahamas. I've been to Dominican Republic. I've been to Turks and Caicos. So now I got in this mindset of, it's not really I can't go. It's I have to learn my limitations within traveling. I've been on cruises, and they told me I wasn't going to get in a boat. I've been on a boat.
You're getting on that boat.
I'm getting on this boat.
Okay.
Which is actually more relaxing because of the ocean.
Really?
Yes.
I'm scared to get on the boat. I'm scared that the Titanic, there's going to be all dark and everything back there. And
I'm scared to fly.
Boat going to go down. I've been had a panic attack. Yeah,
that's why I haven't been on no plane.
Those little things, right?
That's why I haven't been on a plane.
Fear.
Yes.
Will cause you some issues. Yeah. So you conquered all of those things.
Yes.
And you were able to, by pushing your boundaries, to find out what your limits were. Mm-hmm. And then when you needed to be able to stop in order to address those issues, and then when you could continue on. I think that's great.
Yes.
Yeah, because like they say, knowledge is power.
It is, and doctors will tell you, like they told me, you can't do something and you're stuck in this mindset of I can't do it. When really you can.
We put ourselves in prisons, because I know that I have a lot of prisons, and trying to come through them, and I know that even though we all still have prisons. Mm-hmm. And we all try to work. We're still working through some of those prisons. Yes. Because sometimes it's not always just a chronic pain, it's a mental. Yes. Issues that we have too that also cause. Why does everything link and loop with each other?
It does.
Everything just links. There's a link to this. There's a link to that. You start to have your headaches, then all of a sudden you start to have a stomach ache. Then all of a sudden your legs start hurting. Because you're stressing about this, you're stressing about that, or you're thinking about this and you're thinking about that. And I know that some of the things, and I know that you guys talk about, is different types of things that you can do, to help you get through that, such as pushing your limits, exercise.
And massage therapy is great for chronic pain, because a lot of times your pain comes from tension. Mm-hmm. And when you're getting these massages, they release the tension knot, which actually helps with the inflammation and the pain in like your neck or your shoulders or even your back.
Okay, does that help you with your fibromyalgia?
It does.
Okay.
It does. And actually, I've been getting hip to these teas.
Teas?
Yes.
TEA?
Yes.
Okay.
So like lavender tea. And then lavender and chamomile teas. It helps relax your nervous system.
Okay.
So even though it doesn't necessarily make you go to sleep, it just puts your body out of relaxation state. So you can be like, oh my God, I'm just in so much pain, but then it kind of calms your body.
Weighted blankets, I've heard.
Oh, yes. They were selling those at Lowe's during Black Friday.
Yeah, for 50% off.
I know, and I'm just sitting at the thing because I'm claustrophobic.
Weighted blanket.
Because it's supposed to help like snug you.
Yeah, like.
But I am like claustrophobic.
And they sell it at where?
There was at Lowe's,
Target,
CVS,
Walmart.
Yeah, but Lowe's had them on Black Friday.
I have to get one for my wife.
And it's supposed to be 10% of your body weight. That's what you can get.
I'm scared. What about for those individuals that are claustrophobic? Because I'm claustrophobic, and if you try to hold me down, just the ideal of you holding me down, or even if, because I have to have the open MRI, and even with the open MRI, I take about 2 volumes. Okay, because
even with an open?
Yeah.
I go to sleep when they do.
Oh no, I got it. You got to put me out.
It's loud, but I'll be asleep.
I don't care about the loudness. It's the fact that you want to put me in a tube, or you want to put. I don't even care if I can move my arm out this way or move my arm out that way. It is such I mean, I literally am ready to have a heart attack and run out the room.
Now I have thought with the heart attacks they put you in so yearly you have to get a echocardiogram and a stress test.
Yeah.
So you go into the tube and when
like
I first get in there,
not an open MRI.
No, it's a tube.
Oh, that thing looked like a hot dog.
So the first time I was like, this thing could just fall on me and break and it would be over.
I don't even know how you do it. I really don't. They would have
either I want to know what my heart is functioning at,
But do they put you to sleep?
No.
Because I ask them all the time, I say, how come y'all can't do it like y'all do on TV? How come you just can't slide, put me to sleep, knock me out and slide me in there and do what you got to do?
So one good thing about diabetics is we can sleep anywhere. So I will fall asleep at the drop of a dime anywhere.
Okay. Well, I'm a diabetic, and I'm telling you that if you act like you even going to put a strap on me, even if a girdle, okay? I can be trying to be cute, put a girdle on, go to the event, and I'm telling you, I don't care how much I pay for that girdle, before 15, 20 minutes, whatever, a couple of hours done went by, I don't even think it's an hour. I done went to the bathroom and took the girdle off.
She done rolled it
and
down.
The girdle off in the trash can. I don't care how much I pay for it. I'll be trying, okay, but I'm like, this stuff is going to have to flop out. Because I'm just that. So that's a fear, which causes me all kind of types of problems.
We're going to get you out this fear so you can wear your girdles.
I don't want to wear a girdle. How about me getting kind of physically fit? Let's go with that.
People still wear waist trainers while they work out. Still a girdle.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to work on that. That is a big fear of mine. I tell you. Matter of fact, Annie from Ohio Sickle Cell Health Association went with me on my last MRI that I had to have. And I literally ended up, I had to take two. And she said I was still talking. With the two. I didn't know where I was at, but I was still talking. Okay. So outside of massages, are there any other types of things that you can use to help you deal with chronic pain?
I know Shakiya uses heated blankets.
Yes,
and the heating pads. I've used that for my daughter.
I use a heated blanket. I swear by my heated blanket.
And thermocare patches.
Okay.
Those are my best friends. The extra large ones.
Because since you have issues in your lower back.
Yes, those are my
body
best
pillows.
Friends.
If you get a long body pillow from Walmart and put it in between your legs, it shifts.
That's
some
fine.
of the
Yeah.
Stretching is great too.
Yoga. I heard yoga is really good.
We just had
for chronic pain.
A young lady here, Margie Chapman, that last year in December that talked about yoga. And she wanted to kind of get a group together and do a demonstration. So maybe that's something that we can all do together.
I'm down.
Oh, yeah.
Because yoga, we found out, it's not the physical. That's what I always thought. It's breathing.
He was doing yoga.
Yoga is actually breathing. And I didn't know that because I was telling him I have a breathing app on my watch.
So he's been doing yoga.
And I didn't know I was doing
good for anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what she said. Yes. If you do any kind of breathing exercises, you're doing yoga. She's saying the physical part of it is just, to enhance whatever breathing exercise that they're trying to teach you to do.
Wow, we could sit here and continue to keep talking and talking and talking. But that's great, because not only do our listeners learn a lot, we learn a lot too. So before we end up ending this session, please let our listeners know where they can reach out to both of you.
Our business number is now listen, people. It's Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Somebody always calls after 5 p.m. and you just look at the phone like we are closed. But that's our number. It's 614-957-0004. You can find me or Shakiya at 3/31 Team Us on Facebook. You can send messages anytime. The both of us at Instagram at 331_Team Us, and then the both of us at our webpage 331teamus.org. One of us will respond.
Great. And they both agreed to be future co-hosts.
Yeah.
With the Faith Thomas Foundation. So that's going to be great, and that's going to work out. So I don't have to worry about being stranded and throwing a frying
You poor ladies. You poor ladies.
Make sure we're 15 minutes early.
Yeah.
And we're going to come with snacks.
Yes.
Hey.
Now, they have thrown drinking parties in here.
Oh, no.
Lord Lord have mercy, and I couldn't even do the show.
Oh, they was laughing
I was
up
like,
a
what am I supposed
storm.
to say? And I think I had 2 sips. But with that being said, Shaquina, Kia, thank you both for being here with us today, and I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and Mr.
Appreciate
Ernest.
you.
Thank you, ladies.
So with that being said, I hope that our listeners, I hope you guys enjoyed what it is that you heard. The Faith Thomas Foundation would like to thank you for listening to The Cell. We broadcast on WGRN 94.1 FM every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. You can also stream us live on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. on WGRN 94.1. For more information on the Faith Thomas Foundation, please visit our website, Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is Faith Thomas FDN.